Good day, students. Welcome to our video class in mathematics. My name is Mr. Kamal, and today's topic we're going to look at is properties of numbers. So we're going to look at properties of numbers. Now, under this topic, we're going to make reference to an aspect in mathematics, which is factors. So this is the aspect we're going to look at today. Now we need to understand what we mean by factors. Okay. Now, factors are whole numbers. Factors are whole numbers. Okay. Factors are whole numbers that divide exactly into another whole number, okay, without a remainder. So let's quickly go through what we have here. Factors are whole numbers that divide exactly into another whole number without a remainder. Take note of this. Without a remainder. So those numbers will go in those particular numbers without giving any remainder. So those are factors. Okay. Now, how can we determine factors? Okay, we can say factors of numbers can be determined by factor pairs. They can be determined by factor pairs. Yes, they can be determined by factor pairs. Yes. Okay. So factors of numbers can be determined by factor pairs. That is the exact way of determining factors of numbers. Okay. And under this, we are going to look at few examples to illustrate how to determine the factors of numbers. Now, let's look at the following examples. Okay, let's assume we are told to find the factors of 18. Okay, find the factors of 18, number 1, right? Find the factors of 18. Okay, let's find the factors of 18. Okay, now remember we're going to use what we call factor pairs. Okay, now let's write 18. We'll think of two numbers that we're going to multiply that will give us 18. Okay, and there shouldn't be any repetition of numbers. I mean, if you've written, let's say 2 times 9, you can't write 9 times 2 again. No repetition of numbers is allowed. Okay, so the first two pairs of numbers, we can start with 1. Okay, like 1 times 18. 1 times 18 will give us 18. Always think of two numbers that you multiply that will give you 18. Okay, Of course, we can think of other numbers again. If I write 1 8 equals, after 1 you look at the next number, which is 2. Yes, 2 is a factor of 18, so that means 2 times 9 will also give us 18. Can you see that? 2 times 9 will give us 18. Okay, after 2 the next digit is 3. Of course, 3 is a factor of 18. If I write 1 8, so this will give us 3 times what will give me 18 is 3 times 6. 3 times 6 will give us 18. Okay, after 3 the next digit is 4. 4 is not a factor of 18. After 4 is 5. 5 is not a factor of 18. After 5 is 6. Of course, 6 is a factor of 18. So you should expect that this will be, next one should be 6 times 3. Okay, but we've already written 3 times 6. So there's no point writing 6 times 3 again. So we ignore 6 times 3 since we already have 3 times 6. Okay, what about 7? 7 is the next one. 7 is not a factor of 18. 8, 9 is a factor of 18. 9 times what will give us 18? 9 times 2. But we already have 2 times 9 here, so it's not allowed. No repetition of digits. Okay, we already have 2 times 9, so there's no point writing 9 times 2. Can you see that? Now, since we've already written that after 9 is 10, you can't think of any other one. Okay, you draw the arrowhead pointing downward this way. Okay, now the arrowhead point upwards. Can you see that? You can now see the factors of 18 are, and now say factors of 18 are, okay, you have to follow the arrowhead. This is 1 2 3, 1 2 3, followed by 6 9 18, 6 9 and 18. Can you see that? So these are the factors of 18. Can remember we have to use factor pairs to determine those factors. Okay, 1 times 18 is 18, 2 times 9 is 18, 3 times 6 is 18. We didn't include 6 times 3 because we already have 3 times 6. Likewise, we didn't even add 9 times 2 since we have 2 times 9. So the answers will be 1 2 3 6 9 and 18. So that will be the solution to the first example. Okay, now let's try to look at the second example. Okay, in the second example we are going to look at the factors of 48. Let's look at the factors of 48. That's going to be the next example. Okay, I'll write it as number 2. Find the factors of 48. Find the factors of 48. Find the factors of 48. Now, how can you find the solution to this problem? Remember, we'll make use of factor pairs. Think of two numbers that you multiply that will give us 48. Okay, now if I write 4 8, the first one must always be 1, digit 1. 1 is a factor of 48. So 1 times what will give me 48 is 1 times 48. Okay, so that's the first one. Then what is the next digit after 1? It is 2. 2 is a factor of 48, so I can write 4 8 will give us 2 times 24, because 2 times 24 will give us 48. 2 times 24 will give us 48. Okay, so after that we'll think of the next digit after 2, which is what? 3. 3 is the next digit after 2, and 3 is also a factor of 48. Okay, I can write 4 8 equals, since 3 is a factor of 48, 3 times what will give me 48 is this 3 times 16, because 3 times 6 is 18, that's 8, carry 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1, that's 4. So 3 times 16 is 48. So that means this is also one of the factor pairs of 48. Okay, after 3, the next digit is 4. 4 is a factor of 48. So if I should write 48 here equals, this will be 4 times what will give me 48 is 4 times 12. Yes. Okay, because 4 can go in 4 is 1, 4 in 8 is 2, or 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 1 is 4. Can you see that? So after 4, what is the next digit? Okay, after 4, what is the next digit? The next digit should be 6. The next digit should be 6 because 5 is not a factor of 48. Can you see that? So we can use 48 equals to 6 times 8. Can you see that? 48 is equal to 6 times 8. So now after 6, what is the next digit? 7. 7 is not a factor of 48. Okay, 8 is also a factor, but because we've already written 6 times 8, we can't write 8 times 6 again, so it's not allowed. Okay, so now we have to draw the arrowhead with this one pointing downwards. Can you see that? Then while this will point upwards, this will point upwards. So the answers will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16, 24, 48. So we can now say the factors of 48. The factors of 48 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Follow the arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 8, 12, 16, 24. 8, 12, 16, 24, and 48. Okay, so that is the solution to this problem. Okay, now let's try to look at another example. Okay, find the factors of, let's see, we can think of 32. Okay, find the factors of 32. All right, find the factors of 32. Now the first one here, you write 32. Think of two numbers that you multiply that will give you 32. That is nothing but the first one should be 1 times 32. That is the first one we can think of. Okay, what's the next digit after 1? It is 2. 2 is also a factor of 32. You write 3, 2. This will give us 2 times 1, 6, 16. 2 times 16 will give us 32. After 2, what is the next digit? The next digit is 3, but 3 is not a factor of 32. After 3, what's the next digit? The next digit is 4. 4 is a factor of 32. So I can simply write 32 equals to 4 times 8. Can you see that? 4 is a factor of 32. So 4 times 8 will give us 32. After 4, what's the next digit? It is what? 5. After 5, the next digit is 6. Because 5 is not a factor of 32. 6 is not a factor of 32. 7 is not a factor. 8 is a factor. 8 times what will give us 32 is 8 times 4. Because we already have 4 times 8 here, 8 times 4 is not allowed. Okay, we already have 4 times 8, so we can't write 8 times 4. Okay, now if you think of any other number after 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you discover that you can't think of any other factor pair combination again. So the arrowhead here will point downwards, the arrowhead here will point upwards. So can I say the factors of 32 are, follow the arrowhead, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 8, 16, 32. Can you see that? So let me try to go back to this. Here we are trying to find the factors of 32. We decided to use different combination pairs. For the first one is 1 times 32. For the second is 2 times 16. For the third is 4 times 8. You can see this is 1, this is 2. These are factors of 32. After 2 it is 3. 3 is not a factor of 32. So move to 4. Okay, 4 is a factor of 32. What about 5? 5 is not a factor of 32. 6, no. 7, no. 8 is a factor of 32. But in this case, if you think of 8 times 4, we already have 4 times 8. So we can't write that again anyway. So this is going to be the chosen pair. Okay, so now this will be the answer to that example. Okay, now let us think of another example. Okay, let's think of another example. This could be the last example. Here we're going to look at how to find the factors of 63. How to find the what? That's number 4. Okay, find the factors of 63. Find the factors of 63. Now, in order to find a solution to this problem, you think of the factor pairs, the two numbers that you multiply that will give you 63. Okay, the first digit must always be 1. 1 times the given number should always be the first factor pair. Can you see that? After 1, the next digit is 2. 2 is not a factor of 63. After 2 was the next digit. 3 is a factor of 63. Of course, we can now write 63 equals 3. 3 times what will give me 63? We can say 63 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So that means 3 times 21 will give us 63. Now, after 3 rather, what is the next digit after 3? It is 4. 4 is not a factor of 63. What about 5? 5 is not a factor of 63. What about 6? No. 7? Yes. 7 is a factor of 63. So I'm going to write 63 equals 7. 7 times what will give me 63? That is 7 times 9. 7 times 9 will give me 63. So we can now bring this arrowhead downwards. We can't think of any other one because after 7 it is 8. After 8 it is 9. 9 is a factor, but we can't write 9 times 7. Can you see that? So that means the arrowhead will point down. We can't think of any other combination. So the arrowhead will now point up in this direction. So we can now write, therefore, the factors of 63. The factors of 63 are 1, 3, 7. You follow the arrowhead. 1, 3, 7, 9, 21, and 63. Remember, the rule states that you are not allowed to repeat factor pairs. Since we already have 7 times 9, okay, don't use 9 times 7. Okay, that is one of the rules. Okay, don't use 5 times what? Since you have 7 times 9, don't use 9 times 7 again. Okay, now I would have loved to stop here, but let's assume you have number like this, right? Like you are given, find the factors of, you can think of 120. Okay, find the factors of 120. Okay, Now you write 120 equals, the first digit will also be 1, will always be 1. 1 times 4 will give me this. That's 120 divided by that is 120. Can you see that? Think of the next digit that is a factor of this. That is 2. Of course, 2 is a factor. So that means 2 times what will give me 120. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 0 divided by 2 is 0. So that 2 times 60 will give me 120. Can you see that? What's the next digit that is a factor of 120? After 2, it is 3. Okay, so 120 will give me 3 times 12 divided by 3 is 4. 0 divided by 3 is 0. So that means 3 times 40 will give me 120. Okay, what's the next digit that is a factor of 120? What about 4? Yes. I'll put 120 here. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 0 divided by 4 is 0. So that means 4 times 30 will give me 120. Can we think of any other factor of 120? What about 5? Yes, 5 is the factor of 120. 120. This is 5. 12 divided by 5 it's 2. That's 2 times 5 is 10. Remainder 2. 2 here is added to 0. That becomes 20. How many 5 can I get in 20? That will give us 4. So that means 5 times 24 will give us 120. Can we think of another one? Maybe 6. Yes, 6 is a factor. Okay, 120 equals to 6 times 12 divided by 6 is 2. 0 divided by 6 is 0. So that means 6 times 20 will give you 120. Can we think of another one like 7? No. 8. Yes, 8 is a factor. Okay, I think so. Yes, 8 is a factor. Okay, you now write 8. How many 12? How many 8 can I get in 12 is 1. Remainder 4. Bring the 4, it becomes 40. How many 8 can I get in 40? That will give you 5. Can you think of any other digits? You can pause the video. After 8, we have 9. Can it go? No. What about 10? Yes, 10 can go. 10 is a factor of 120. If I write 10 here, okay, 120 divided by 10 will give us 12. So 10 times 12 is 120. After that, 11. No. What about 12? Yes. 12 times what will give me 120 is 12 times 10. But we already have 10 times 12 here, so we have to ignore that. After 13, 12 is 13. No. 14. No. 15. We already have 8 times 15 here, so we can write 15 times 8. Okay. If you think of any other number, 15, 16, 17, 18. If we use 18, 3 can go in 18, that's 6. 3 into 120 is 40. 40 divided by 6, no, it's not possible. So we can't think of any other combination again. So this is going to be our final answer. Draw the arrowhead pointing downwards. The arrowhead here will point upwards. So our final answer is going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you can now say factors of 120 are, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8, 10. 8, 10. 12, 15, 20. 12, 15, 20. We currently have 24, 30. 24, 30. Can you see that? 40, 60, and 120. 40, 60, and 120. So that's the solution to this problem. Okay, so if you have any question, you can send any question direct to me via Prodigy. Okay, so this is how to solve solution to this kind of problem. Find the solution of factors of 120 using factor pairs. Okay, now as you can see, this is going to be our assignment, class view stroke the assignment. Here you're told to find all the factors of these numbers. The numbers are 60, 72, 81, 24, 28, and 96. Okay, you are told to find the factors of those numbers, and try as much as possible to go through the same example that I've given to you. All right, so that's the best way to solve the problem. If you have any issue, you can pause the video. Okay, so make sure you submit your assignment. It's going to be part of your CA, so I can take this as your first class drill for the third term. Okay, so for this is 10 marks. So this is going to be 10 marks. Okay, you can either type your classwork and send it to me via Prodigy, or you simply write it and send me a screenshot. You just snap it and send it to me via Prodigy, or better still, you can even send it via my mobile number on WhatsApp. Okay, if it's possible, 006 242 4176. Okay, this is my WhatsApp number. Okay, 006 242 4176. So once I through, you just forward it to me either through Prodigy or via WhatsApp. Enjoy the rest of the day. Play safe and continue to wash your hands. I remain your humble math tutor, Mr. Akinsho Kamal. It's bye for now.